What's up everyone, welcome back to this next episode about this amazing product that Vaka have launched. You would have seen Jess and Dre on our video last week, and there goes Kynan at the back.
The other team member.
Yeah, these guys are amazing, and so tell us a little bit about what you just showed us, Jess.
Yeah, so we teach 3D printing to schools and community groups all over the country, and of course part of teaching is showing them examples of the things they can make. So me, I grew up, I'm actually a musician, and I've always wanted to make 3D printed instruments, and in particular I've started reconnecting in my own way to Te Ao Māori and starting Te Reo classes and things like that. Taonga Puoro is always something that's been in the back of my mind that I wanted to try, but if you go and buy a traditional instrument, they're like mega expensive, and even learning how to play them, some of them are really difficult to play. So we decided to take up the wero and ask ourselves, could we design something that's similar to a traditional Taonga Puoro, and see if we could make this accessible for many people, almost like a gateway for them to grow interest in getting into learning more about traditional Taonga Puoro.
Yeah, mean.
So yeah, we used our 3D printing technology to do that.
Next minute,
Yep.
Here we go. So these are about to launch real soon. They're going to be out ready for Matariki, and we've got really cool ways set up that kind of anyone can get on board.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get into how you actually make them, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
So the first stage of making any good 3D print is to actually get your 3D design. So we call that stage modeling. And there are heaps of different programs out there you can use for this. Most of them are super technical. So the team at Autodesk, they're a software company that makes some of the world's best 3D modeling software. They designed a program that was watered down enough that literally anybody could learn how to 3D model without feeling intimidated.
Yeah.
And to make it even better, they made this program fully free. They designed it to work through an internet browser, so you actually don't need a really expensive computer or anything.
Good, eh? Yeah.
You can even use Chromebooks to run the software.
Jess even taught our team how to use it.
Yeah, and they picked it up in 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
we did.
20 seconds, something like that.
So the program is called Tinkercad, and if you ever want to try it out, you can go to tinkercad.com. So basically what I'm going to do here is show you how we use this free, easy to use program to make this ultra high quality, amazing looking products from scratch. So what we do first is we start with a form. Of course, you're looking at this shape here, and this is what we call an ocarina. It's an instrument that's been used for a long time now overseas, and has a very similar sound to various Taonga Puoro, but it's very easy to play. And so just to kind of show you the shape of it, you have the 4 holes in the front that you use to control the notes. Of course, you'll blow through the top to produce the sound, and the sound comes through this hole at the back here. And so when we look at the shape, it's actually quite a simple shape. Without showing you exactly how we do it from scratch, you can actually use these basic shapes here. If you see on the screen, you can bring in a sphere and just drag it in like this and make it bigger. But then you can also shape it and kind of squish it in a little bit, and then even use some of these other things to maybe cut the bottom off so it's nice and flat on bottom. So this is that final shape that we want. The next stage is to hollow it out, put the holes through it, and have the sound hole at the back for playing it.
How did you know how to do all this?
YouTube.
As far as how to build an instrument?
Honestly, it was YouTube.
Yeah.
It was all YouTube.
Amazing.
I wanted to then incorporate a tohu that would kind of align with the idea behind it. So this tohu here, you'll see.
This tohu here?
Yep. Is a really cool one. One of my favorite ones.
Are you into anime?
Yeah.
Nah, surely not, eh?
Hard.
If you hang out with Jess, you'll see how much ramen he eats too.
Yeah. Till the day I die, G. Kynan
Megorings all life.
Yeah.
All life.
Kynan and I talk
All
anime
life.
all the time. So this tohu here, we have a stingray in the middle. You can kind of see the shape of it there. And then you have all these other patterns that represent kind of the currents and the flows that as the stingray is moving through the water, it is able to pass through the water, and the water then works along the curves and the shape of the stingray to allow it to move forward. And so we thought about that idea of flow And although this is symbolizing more water, wind and water have that very similar quality where, you know, we produce the breath that comes from us, and that flow that comes from us can be used to create many different things. Words that can be extremely powerful, or in this case, with the right tool, to create beautiful sounds that can be used for healing, that can be used for feeling a deeper connection to something like culture. In this case, that's what it's done for me. And so we kind of wanted to take this idea of how water flows around the stingray, we becoming the stingray, we can allow our breath to flow in different ways to create these beautiful things.
That was a TED talk, I reckon.
Oh,
that was inspo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sign us up.
You're probably wondering, how do we take this complicated design and get it to fit around the...
I was wondering that.
A lot of people think that it's really technical, like it must be super hard to get it to go, you know, with the curve.
Yeah.
But we've actually found with this program, there's a couple of tricks that you can use to do that.
You know what? I was trying to make a basketball-shaped vase and put the Ngāhere logo into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to wrap it like that.
Yep.
But I watched the YouTube and she showed me. Let's see if you do it the same way that this random chick I saw.
As you can see, if we look at our tohu from the side, it's almost just like a block shape, hey? So you can see now that it's actually cut out the shape of that ocarina from the front. I can bring our ocarina over. I'll bring it in like this, and you can see where it goes dark grey. It means that it's gone inside now. And when I line these up to put it in the middle, last thing I'm going to do is I can select them both and group them. And Tinkercad will delete the parts of the solid that are touching the pattern, and it will literally leave the pattern carved out.
So it goes from that to having that.
Yep. So that was actually one of the first prototypes that we printed.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the pattern turned out really clear, and you kind of have this nice like curved surface. But we wanted to take it a step further and make it look a bit more modern. This is what we call a low...
that looks flash.
Yeah. This is what we call a low poly generator. So a poly...
Low poly generator.
And you're probably thinking, what the heck does poly mean?
Did you learn that in your Te Ao class?
No, I wish it would have been cool. 3D model is actually just a bunch of dots connected in 3D space with lines. If you were to zoom in on this on the computer, you would actually see that it's made up of thousands and thousands of tiny little triangles that are... Sorry.
Oh, you can be in the video if you want, Conan. There's always that one fella at the back.
I'll do that part again. Like high resolution model, something that looks really detailed. It's what we call a high poly model. If we reduce the number of triangles that are used to make the model, we call that a low poly model because it's got a low number of polygons, which are different shaped triangles. This cool program allows us to bring in any high quality model like this, and we can tell the program to reduce the number of triangles to make it look kind of blocky. So when I hit this button, and do it again, and again, you'll see, if I zoom up, you'll see it's transforming.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, one little bit at a time.
Does it affect the pattern too?
Maybe. If you do it too much, it can. You can see that it's kind of got this more blocky geometric look.
Yeah.
And I'll grab this one to show you, eh?
So it went from this, you can really see it on the back, eh?
Yeah.
Smooth little thing.
To this. And it's got this super cool, like modern look, you know?
Yeah.
That's how we did it. And the last thing to do is send it to the printer, and then the printer will use a particular material we call filament.
Yeah.
It's plastic, so I'll show you what that looks like, eh?
And like, do you just print it and boom, it's done, or do you have to
Yeah.
try a few things, tweak a few things?
Often you have to try tweaking the settings to get the right aesthetic, the right look. So you can print something like this and see how it's got almost like a kind of a flat finish to it. It's not shiny or anything.
Yeah.
And it captures a lot of these details really nice. That's one way to produce a print. But if you use the right material, you can produce a really cool effect, which is what we've done with our Ocarina Puoro. So this is what we call filament. It's pretty much plastic.
Filament.
Filament, yeah. It's plastic, but it's actually a bioplastic made from plants. And it's extremely cost effective. A 1 kg roll of this will cost you about $20 to $40, and you can produce quite a lot of things just from one roll. So if you have a look here under the light, you'll see that it's actually got two different colors built in. So you've got green on one side and you've got blue on the other. Just like a glue stick and a hot glue gun, this material gets fed into the printer.
Yeah.
It goes to the nozzle where it melts.
Over here, eh?
And over here you can see that right here at the back there's a tiny little triangle there. It's a brass nozzle.
Yo.
And it will melt this material at a specific temperature and then move around on a bunch of motors to melt a shape, like a flat shape. It'll go up, melt another shape on top, go up, melt another shape on top,
Yeah.
until you have your 3D model.
And that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Right here.
So we can open this up and have a look at it.
Yeah. Sweet.
So this,
And you can, those are those little, how you said it's hollow, eh?
yeah, yeah. And you can see this like kind of triangle pattern on the inside
Yeah.
is what we call infill material. This filament is really cool because when it prints, it actually takes the green and the blue and it makes them like bleed into each other. So it looks like this. And see how this one's got this kind of almost like metallic shine to it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's because this particular material, they've used certain resins in the formula to allow it to have that finish when you print with it. You
What about that little one? What's up with that?
Yeah, we decided to just shrink it down and see like if it produced a different sound.
Can you play it?
Yeah, I can. It's not as loud
It's
as
like
the
a
other.
whistle, eh?
Yeah.
Go and then play that one again.
Yep, and then you go to
You can see
large
the
one.
difference. Oh,
Yeah, huge
yeah.
difference, eh?
Yo. And then what's this big one up the top here?
This one was actually a different style of ocarina. This was actually a failed print because I forgot to put more material in. And so
Yeah,
it
you
was
can
supposed
see
to
the-
finish,
Yeah.
supposed to finish like sealing it up around here.
Yeah.
And so the idea is you play it this way. You can actually still play it, so it sounds like this. Didn't sound very nice, but
No, that sounds mean.
Yeah,
I'm
but quite cool, eh?
amazed, yeah.
this one's cool. This one is what we call an articulating print, so it actually moves.
Oh,
Hammerhead
these
sharp.
ones are fascinating, man.
Cool, eh?
Yeah.
They're cool toys as well. They, the way they work is they actually print as one object, but the design has like hinges built in. So when it prints layer by layer, it's actually printing the hinges already connected. So when you take it off the machine, it moves freely like that.
Unreal, eh?
Cool, eh?
I remember staring at that for ages when I first saw it.
Yeah.
How the heck did this work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. No.
Yeah.
Hit that bell for notifications.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that on. I'm gonna leave that on.
Yeah, I think people should buy these for a couple of reasons. One, if you've ever been interested in getting into things like Taonga Puoro and you want something that's kind of easy to start off with, this is definitely for you. If you want your kids to play with toys that are also meaningful and could potentially become a gateway into learning more about Taonga Puoro or various, other elements of Te Ao Māori, this is for you. If you're a musician and you're looking for that new sample sound, this is for you.
Yes.
Yeah, Mauri ora.
Mauri ora, bro.
Woo!
Homai te poke poke!
That's why we hired Kynan actually to be our hype
Cheerleader,
man.
eh?
Yeah, he's the official Vaka hype man. So.
Yes, bro.
Launch date is Friday the 7th of July. We timed this to be around the time of Matariki, so if you're looking for something to get around that time, you know where to look.
So we're here with a prototype of our packaging for the ocarinas.
Yes, so there's going to be a few options for you to purchase. You can purchase your own in 4 beautiful colourways that represent the 4 seasons. But the second option is that we are going to be organising for these sets of 12 or 24 to go into kura schools all around Aotearoa. So we have an option for people to sponsor to get these into the schools, or you can purchase a 12 pack for yourself or a single pack as well. So yeah, we've been prototyping some packaging. What do you think of it, Puki?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously some faults in the design.
That's okay. It's only our
just
first
needs a-
sample. I think it's cool. I think it's a real awesome way to really feature it. Like it really feels like a collector's item almost.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just like finding the best way to both showcase the design in relation to the box and also packaging it for maybe transportation even we talked about.
And then on top of that, we wanted to make sure that it was in a box that the teachers could keep in. Like, I mean, unless the kids are being real, like really plain up, it's going to last for a few years and it's something that they can, keep it in. This was another way we thought about laying them out as well. But like a box of mangoes, eh?
Yeah. Like taking inspiration from like the fruit
cartons, yeah.
No, the colourway selection, if that's going to be up to us to do, or if people get to pick what's in their
they'll
packs.
get to pick. They'll be able to pick what colours they want. I mean, there's 4 colours. I feel like it makes sense that we just do 3 of each
Yeah.
in the box, eh?
Yeah.
Good question, though. Let us know in the comments below after you like and subscribe.
You don't have a say until you do that.
Yeah, if you haven't liked or subscribed or laughed at Pookie nose laughing. See? Why?
Yeah. Like, why not just from a branding perspective?
Tuck them in a plastic bag and send them
Yeah,
off.
why do we want to put all this effort and all this time?
I mean, I think we all love to shop online and you like to, like the way that things arrive to you really make an impact.
Yeah.
It's just really special, I think, and it showcases how special these are.
Yeah.
Really helps showcase the brand as well, and how much you're thinking about your customers and the people that are using it.
Yeah, and just an overall like cohesive experience
Yeah.
of the product. It doesn't just start and end with the product. It's about the whole overall delivery.
That's
and
it, right?
impact. Yeah.
Yeah. And like in e-commerce as well, you really have to think about the shipping. You have to think about those couriers that just throw stuff around and there's no love there. And that's all good. It's not their job to love your products the way you do. But you do need to think about that. And we don't want them to arrive like cracked. Not that I think they could crack. Should we test it?
Yeah. I think Tudors has
pretty.
done some testing.
On purpose or
Yeah, on
accidental? Oi, Jessie, what would it take for a courier to break these?
Oh, they would have to like stomp them.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're
Probably
pretty
more.
Full crushing.
Look. I can't even with 2 hands, I can't even put a crack in it.
Yeah. But have you seen those couriers, mate?
Yeah.
They throw things around, they
yeah.
climb over the packaging, eh?
Oh, I've shipped plenty of 3D prints around the country. I've never had any breaks, so they're quite strong.
Can you tell us quickly what's up with the 4 colourways?
Yeah, so we decided to base the 4 colours on the seasons, the 4 seasons of the year. As you can kind of tell from the ones that we have here, we've actually got one more colour arriving soon. We have summer, which is this kind of
Raumati.
awesome. Yeah.
Are you going with the Māori names or?
I don't know them very well, eh?
Yeah, Raumati.
Raumati.
What else you got?
So then we move into autumn, which is this one here.
Yeah, Ngāhuru.
Ngāhuru. We move from autumn into winter, which is to come soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully this
TBC.
week. TBC.
This special one right here in my hands.
And then we have spring.
Koanga.
Koanga. And the cool thing is, if you look at the gradient, the direction of the gradient, we kind of like planned it but didn't plan it, that the colour direction kind of flows according to the season. Yeah.
When I was taking the photos.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's a question you may not have been asked yet, Jessie.
Sure.
But do you know that we're going to print these boxes and put a sticker on them?
Oh, no, I did not.
Do you know that you're going to do that design?
Okay.
I think you should, though. This
Sure.
is a legit question. Do you want to?
Yeah.
One
yeah,
colour
Yeah.
over the whole one side of the
I have to
whole
admit-
die cut. That is actually a nostalgic tune for me. That my koro, it reminds me of my koro when I used to play kōauau when I was young.
Oh,
So my koro used to make and play kōauau all the time. We whakapapa back to a famous kōauau player called Tūtanekai, who used to live on the island of Makoia in the middle of Lake Rotorua.
yeah.
And his beloved Hinemoa lived on the shore, and they were forbidden lovers. They weren't allowed to be together.
Oh,
And so what happened is she ended up swimming across
yeah.
with some hui, some gourds to help her float.
Yeah.
She swam across to the island, found her lover, and they stayed together ever since. And that was about 13 generations ago from me. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm a natural, you know.
What a full circle
Natural.
story.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
So it does have a real special place in my heart as well. So
We'll have to feature that story somehow.
should we remake it? Like,
Yeah. Okay, well, is that us for the week?
that is us for the week. That is the heavy vlog.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff behind the story. So yeah, we're really excited about this collab and really excited about the way that we have a product that invests in an amazing company owned by Māori and Pacifica here in South Auckland, but it also gets things like this, tools like this, taonga like this, and technology like this into schools, and makes it so much more accessible and start to really open those doors, for kids and their teachers. So what have we got next week, Vicky?
Next week coming up, we're talking about e-com and sustainability in e-com.
Yeah, because on a legit question, plastic.
Yeah.
What's up with putting more plastic out there in the world? So we'll cover that off next week. And please excuse my hair bump.
Until then, see you
Ka
later.
kite.